reign to one, number one for interactive hip hop and R&B. It's TT Torrez, and it is great to have you in the studio today.
Yeah,
Boosie.
Boosie back.
Yeah, Boosie badass. You know this is your town, right?
Yeah, I know. You know, every time I come to Richmond, it's like crazy love. So when they told me, I was getting calls from Norfolk, Virginia Beach, and they was like, "Where you want to go first?" Like Richmond. You already know.
You're like, though, I compare you to the Jay-Z of this city.
Right.
Like, everybody's like, Boosie, Boosie. I'm like, no, he's pretty much like the president of this city. And, you know, I'm from up north, and when I first moved here, I wasn't as familiar with your music until I moved here. And you did a concert for us.
Right.
And they started going crazy. And I'm like, okay, I get it. It makes me a believer. I see it. I see it. But I feel like I have a special bond with you. I wanted to play something interesting for you today. Okay. I feel like I have a little bond with you, and I'm going to play something, and you tell me if you recognize this voice or not, okay?
Okay.
All right. Now, I'm gonna tell you how much I was holding you down in jail. Nobody can say they did this, because I was the reason niggas started putting money on your books, keeping it 100. Okay. This interview popped off right here. I'm playing. So, how does it make you feel as a mother? Okay, you have this man, Hill Moore, who's the district attorney, coming out saying that they are going to seek the death penalty in this particular case. As a mom, you know, hearing these things, how does that make you feel? I mean, it must be devastating for you. I'm a mother of a 1-year-old son. Quite sure it breaks your heart to have to visit him behind bars, but to hear someone say that they want to put your son to death.
It is devastating. But you know what, too? I'm a praying mom, and I'm from a large family of Christian people. Now, it hurts. It hurts because I know Torrance is not the person that will hurt nobody. This is what I know. And then what gets me is he has done so much for the community, especially our at-risk kids. See, that never has been displayed nowhere in the media. Whereas every Easter, he will sponsor an Easter bash. Whereas he will give away 3,500 bicycles, electronic games, to students that have maintained at least a 3.0 in school. He has done this for 4 to 5 years. He has also helped a cancer victim, a little boy. He was 12 years old. His last wish before he had gone to St. Jude Hospital was to spend a day with Torrance. Torrance received this child. He wanted to go to the studio. He went to the studio. When it was time for treatment at St. Jude Hospital, it wasn't a day that Torrance did not talk to him. One day, Torrance was late going on stage because the little boy had called and he was crying and he wanted to talk to Torrance. Today, this child is 16 years. He has survived. Wow. So what I'm saying is things like that never been displayed. Also, here in Louisiana, we have several at-risk students in predominantly black schools, and we have a problem with attendance. So what he did for at least 7 or 8 years to boost up their attendance for the school system, he would purchase bicycles for schools to encourage the kids to bring up the attendance. So what about his album? We're going to stop that right there.
Okay.
I know you know that voice.
Yeah, that's my mom.
That's your mother?
Yes, ma'am.
When you got out of jail, I went back to that interview, and it kind of brings chills to me, listening, because me and your mother talked a lot while you were locked up, believe it or not. I don't know if she ever shared with you that she was frequently calling my show, giving us an update on you.
Okay.
And when you got out of jail, I went back to that interview, and it brought chills to me, because your mother never, ever doubted the fact that you were going to get out of jail when the world was like, he's not getting out.
Right.
What is it like to have a praying mother who stood by you during those trials?
Well, it's a blessing, you know, to have a strong mother, because a lot of times when you go to prison, a lot of people leave your side. So. Yeah. And you always got your mama. You know, your mama will always be there for you, you know. She was there for me. Every weekend she brought my kids to see me. You know, even the times I would get down, she'd be like, "You coming home, I don't care what nobody says." You know, and she just fought for me just like a mother would do, you know. When a mother raised a child and she know her child being, you know, really messed over because his success. Yeah. You know, when a mother see a child who come from nothing come up, that's a joy right there. And when you come right back and try to shatter everything he done did, everything he done created, you know, behind lies, you know, a mother gonna stand up for their child.
Do you believe that your city, where you came from, born and raised, let you down?
I wouldn't say that because I might have had 2,000 people at trial. It's just, when I was in prison, it seemed like I got the least letters from my city. I didn't like that, but I didn't feel like they let me down. I just felt like the system around my city was the problem. You know, when you come from how I came from and you get to ride Bentleys and living in homes they can't afford, and then I was kind of messing up too, you know, saying stuff about the police, and that make people angry with you. So they would do anything they can to bring you down. Yeah,
like your mother, when we talked, she said there were some lyrics that they used against you in court. The district attorney, you said something about he's gonna die, but you was referring to a sickness, not you were going to kill him.
Nah, I was just referring to he was getting old.
Right, exactly, and they misconstrued your rap lyrics and used them against you. And
right, well, a whole day it was a concert in the courtroom. Wow. Anything I ever said about guns, it was played.
Do you think that's fair for?
I don't think it's fair at all.
System should,
I think they need to stop that because it's freedom of speech. You know, we artists. It's freedom of speech. Johnny Cash say he killed a man in Folsom Prison just to watch him die. You didn't go indict him. Right. Terminator killed more people than anybody on TV. He was the governor of California. You know, we doing this our livelihood. This how we make money. And it just got so bad now to where the system is trying to take anything somebody's saying and turn it against them. So I just feel like really they just really trying to break down hip hop and real music. And, you know, that's just how it is. You know.
One thing I loved about the time that me and Miss Connie were able to chat on the phone and whatnot is that for me, I felt like she had the opportunity to paint a different picture of who you were.
Right.
Because the world, we see you as Boosie.
Right.
To her, she see you as Torrez. And when I refer to you as Lil Boosie, she's like, no, we gonna call him Torrez. Because that's my baby. That's his name. I could play it back to you. I was like, okay, Miss Connie, Mama Boosie, we gonna call him Torrez. Like, she would not allow me to call you by your rap name because to her, like I said, she sees you for who you are. And sometimes do you feel in this business, post you getting locked up, that a lot of people didn't get to see you for the real person you were in the inside? Or they
of course they didn't get to see me because a lot of people don't know the humanitarian I am and the good heart I got. You know, people going, if you get in trouble, it shadows over all your good you have done. That's just how life is. If anybody get in trouble right now, if Angelina Jolie get in trouble right now, everything she did for all those other countries, they'll never talk about. But that's just to sell papers and that's just to sell, that's just media, you know. But I think a lot of people just don't really know how good I am to people, how good I am to folk, and just.
Do you want to show more of Torrez? I feel like it's crazy because I feel like I want to call you Torrez now, but you're back at Boosie. But your mom done had put Torrez in my head, and she would not let me call you Boosie.
I'm back doing it now. You know, every week I go talk to alternative school troubled kids in New Orleans. Every week I'm doing this. It's just kind of hard to get that
exposure.
It's just kind of hard to get what I done been through off my back. You know? Yeah. But I'm gonna keep working at it until I do so.
Yeah. And what do you mean? Like, do you feel like it's constantly in interviews, constantly that's what people want to talk about?
Yeah, it's just constantly. It's just constantly. When I do interviews, they always got to slide my troubles in.
But you know what you represent, and you might not see this, but you know what you represent to a lot of people. And damn, that nigga made it. Damn, that nigga beat. Like, finally, someone beat.
Right.
So, do you really understand the magnitude of what that is?
Like, right. It's like I'm a.
Like you a. Like you.
I'm a poster child.
Yes.
Yeah. Like it's like I'm a guide for people, for so many families who've been hurt by the system.
Yeah.
You know, I understand that perfectly. It's like, you know, the day I won, I might have got 100 letters that night. Like, somebody finally won. You know, 'cause the system, don't too many people beat the system.
Yeah.
You know?
But you did lose a lot of years. How many years?
4.5.
4.5. That's a lot of time.
Yeah.
That's a lot of time because people don't realize your day stops. Like, I remember your mom telling me you was on 24/7 lockdown, only allowed to come out twice a day.
I was on like 23.5 lockdown, like 2.5 years on death row.
Exactly. And so your world is stuck, and the only sense of time you have is whatever's on television if you get to watch television, or, you know, the lights changing outside.
Right.
So as the world is spinning, you don't get to be a part of that. So that is a loss in a way.
Yeah, it's a loss because, you know, I have kids.
Yeah.
And I miss, like, most of the precious times in their life, 4.5 years. You know, even when I was in prison, my kids had anything they want, but I just felt they still wouldn't have it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I can get them whatever they want, and they still be like, Daddy, when you come home?
Yeah.
I wish you could have been with me.
Yeah.
You know, a couple of my kids would cry Daddy Day at school because they daddy wasn't there. Yeah. I had to send one of my boys or something like that. So you miss so much out their lives. It's just a hurting feeling. Then when they come see you, you can't leave with them.
Yeah. You know what's crazy? One of your kids was with your mom during one of the times she called me, and I said, "What's the one thing you miss about your daddy?" And I gotta run that part back, but I just miss my daddy hugs.
Right.
Like, it's so much audio that I have in here you probably wouldn't even believe. Like, I have it in the archives. Like, 30-minute interviews, 40-minute interviews, just interviews of your mom letting us know what's going on. It will blow your mind, the kind of conversations that we had outside of you just, you know, being in jail.
Right.
So I want to play another little clip of you. I think you'll like this part. Alright, so check this part out. Super Bad, the return of Boosie Badass. Did his album ever come out? And if so, did you receive any royalties or any type of money from it?
I don't even know which one you're talking about. You're referring to.
Wow. So, Miss
And you know what, too? What gets me is so many fake people out there. You know, they'll say, you know what, Miss Connie? Look, I'm going to help you, and this is my number, such and such a number. I call, they never answer.
What about his record label? Have you been in talks to the record label? Has an attorney or a manager? Where's Boosie's manager? Has anybody been in talks with?
That's what I'm telling you now. Everybody just has turned their back. They don't want to help because they feel that Torrance is not going to get out. But he is going to get out. Now when, I don't know. But eventually he's going to get out. Because this boy knew he lied and he's willing to tell. Now that he know he was lying from the first beginning.
Everybody
but
we're talking.
It's hard. I'm not lying. It's hard.
No, and
we do have a defense fund. We do have a defense fund for Torrance.
Your mom was gangster on that interview. I'm telling you, this is the interview that made those rappers step up. Because after they heard your mother on this interview, now the second part, everybody called and was like, let me put money on his books. Let me do this. Let me do that. And the album we was talking about was Boosie Badass. And I was asking her about that album and Super Bad. Yeah. Did you see any funds from that album? Did you make money off that album?
They had my money going to an address I had. Mm-hmm. So I couldn't get the money until I came out. Mm-hmm. So even though my mama was power of attorney, I was looking for my money, but it wasn't going to my home. It was going to the home I registered for in 2006. So I ended up getting my royalties from that album, but at that time I ain't had got nothing for that album.
So at that time, the people that you were running with, you know, that was when you was popping, you know, bottles and doing your club tours and, you know, buying those, probably paying for dinners and all of that. Were they there when you were going through it?
Nah, I ain't have a lot of people there. I ain't gonna say I had a lot of people. I might have had like 6, 7 solid dudes. I had 2 or 3 of my close friends got killed when I went to prison. My best friend got killed 4 months after I was in. My other homie got killed. So I had like 6, 7 dudes, but before that I had 17. So it was cut down to about 6 dudes. You know. So, and when you go there, that's the time you're gonna see who real and who fake, you know, because a lot of times when you can't do for somebody, they don't need you no more.
They don't. They go right to the next person.
They go right to the next crew and try to hang with them.
Yeah.
But when you do that to me, you can't come back.
Yeah.
I don't forget, and it's hard to forgive for me. I ain't gonna lie. So once you do that to me, I ask you all the way out. You're on your own now.
Yeah.
And a lot of people gave up on me. They thought I wasn't coming home when they was talking about all this stuff, but
nah.
April Fools,
Yeah, April Fools, and because Instagram wasn't popping back then, but Twitter and Facebook was, and everybody did. Yeah. And that's part of the reason why I loved our conversations with Miss Connie, because I felt like this gave her an opportunity to really express herself, you know, and express her frustration, because as a mom picking up, the responsibility, the legal responsibility for your son, and then the grandkids, that's a lot.
Yeah,
that's a lot. And she had to set up the fund, to raise money, so she didn't have an outlet to get that word out. So I was like, yo, come get it out. The internet's popping. All you gotta do is put it online. It amazes you how the internet works, right?
Yeah. This technology had me feeling like I was going 20 years,
I'm curious to know, when you found out your homeboys passed away, how did you grieve through that process?
When my best friend got killed, I just cried. Yeah. I ain't lying. I couldn't eat. I couldn't do nothing, Then 3 weeks later, I was indicted for all kinds of stuff, murders and all that. So it was hard on me, And I just was like, man, I thought about all the times we had, and I was just like, I just got to get out so I could be there for his kids and things like that.
How was it reestablishing your relationship with your kids?
Oh, it never left. Like, my kids came and saw me every weekend. So we would play and visit and stuff like that. And when I came home, they was screaming, running off the porch, screaming.
Your daughter was like, I told y'all! I told y'all!
Yeah, she went off, man. She went off.
I told y'all! You should have brought her with you. I need to meet her. So what's going on with you now? You have the new single out, Show the World. You just put the remix out with K. Michelle.
Yeah. I just released a street single, too. It's like a street record called Heart of a Lion.
Heart of a Lion, yep.
My album dropping July 15th. It's called Touchdown to Cause Hell. Crazy album. You ain't heard
now, these are all songs you wrote while you were in there, or you did them before you got it?
I would say it's like, I'm doing a double disc.
Oh, okay.
So, I would say it's about 8 I done wrote in there, and the rest of them was new material. So it's a crazy album. I got my own clothing line, Jewel House. Phone don't stop ringing for shows. I'm selling out places.
I can't imagine.
So I'm just blessed right now. And
but are you taking it all in though? Like when you go on stage and you see that crowd and you feel that energy, do you
I don't be gonna
back?
leave. I don't be gonna leave. Like the last couple of shows, they had to turn the lights on. It was like last song. I'm like,
like one more, right?
Because the situations I was in, I've been waiting on this time.
Yeah.
So I just want to give the fans my all, and I just be so ready. I just be so ready to, even when it's time to get on the road, I be packed a day early. Like
it's a different. It's like you got a second chance, right?
Right. A big second chance. And I'm going to make the most of it.
Let me ask you this. What type of man were you before you went through this adversity? And what type of man are you now?
I ain't really think before my actions before I left the street. I kind of felt I was untouchable. I was getting so much money, living so good. Then I was drugging. Drugs had you tripping too.
What drug of choice?
Syrup and weed. I was tripping. Right now, I'm smart, I'm wiser. Certain stuff that would bother me can't even bother me, can't even make me mad no more.
You're calmer? Like you got a calmer demeanor from the last time
I'm drug free. I can't be high talking big $1 million deals and going to sleep on syrup, so. And when you're not doing drugs, everything is clearer. Everything is more smoother. And I'm just smarter and I'm more wiser, and I know what it takes to be successful, and I know I can't leave my family again, So they're going to change my actions and everything I do.
And that was leading me to my next question. What won't Lil Boosie go back to?
I would say surrounding myself with unloyal people. I'm making my circle even bigger. You know, 'cause if a snake bites you, you know, if he got real venom in him, you might not come back. Yeah. You might die. Yeah. So I would just say I won't go back to, you know, letting other people run my business and going in there and talk with contracts and all that. Right now, I'm bossed up. You know, I went and locked my own deal down and told them what I want, this what I want, or else. Yeah. You know, so you know, I read a lot of music books. I'm business minded. My music good. And I'm kind of high right now. Yeah. You know? Yeah.
But you won't go back to feeling yourself again.
Nah. I'm feeling myself too much.
Everybody, it's Boosie. He's in the studio today, and of course, he's got an album that's coming out. Give the album date again.
July 15th. Touchdown to Cause Hell.
Okay.
We got the tour coming after that. It's a crazy album, double disc. I ain't gotta tell y'all to go get it because I already know my fans. I got loyal fans, like who really love me, not just as a rapper, as a person. Yeah. So when the album drop, we back, man. The world is out. We gonna show the world.
Listen, I wish you so much success on everything you got going on, and I'm proud of you. Like, some people, you know, they don't bounce back well after facing so much adversity, but I can see it on you. I can see it. You're wearing it well. So I'm happy. And I know Miss Connie's happy she got her baby back.
Oh, yeah, she happy.
What's the whole first
family.
meal?
I'm the family jewel.
What's the first thing she cooked you when you came home?
She had cooked me crawfish etouffee and some garlic bread with some chicken.
Nice. Yeah. Home cooked meal.
Yeah.
Now, have you wifed up since you got out of jail?
Wifed up?
Like girlfriend, wifey?
Nah, I'm just chilling right now.
Baby number 8 on the way, Boosie. No baby number 8?
Nah, I'm just chilling right now. Yeah, I'm keep up. That's it. I done hung my head up with the baby. You know, I already got a football team. So.
What, you got 7 now, right?
Yeah, I got 7.
Yeah.
And I had them before I went to jail.
So no vasectomy, no clipping it?
Yeah, I'm finna get that stuff in my back so I be shooting blanks, you know?
All right, listen, everybody, it's Boosie, and I think we pretty much covered it all. You put it all out there. I appreciate you for being so transparent with your life. And moving forward, you are involved in 100% of your projects. Right. Own clothing line.
Own clothing line.
And what else can we expect?
We got a single mother giveaway foundation. Me and my mama finna do. With the diabetic, we finna start a diabetic movement because I'm type 1 diabetic also. We just doing big things. I'm shopping my book right now. All Truth, No Lies. That's my book, and when I was in prison, I wrote my life story movie. So after the album, I'm gonna try to see how I'm gonna put that out in theaters. But once my movie hit theaters, I think people will gravitate to me more and see that I deserve. I deserve everything I'm getting.
So if you could sum everything up in one, just everything right now, sum it up in one word, what would that be?
Like everything I've been through?
Yeah, just sum it up into where you are now. As the man, Torrance, as your mother would say, where you are right now, if you can use one word to describe.
Blessed.
Yeah.
That's it. That's sum it all up. Blessed.
Okay. And what message would you like to leave to the person that's been where you're at, the kid who may be down the wrong path?
I would just tell them, you know, you gotta learn from your mistakes. If you don't learn from your mistakes, you're on a crash course to the graveyard or dead. You know, don't try to live my life. I sometimes just feel I'm so lucky because so many people around me didn't make it. Don't try to live my life. You gotta be better than me. You know. In the street life, you already know it's either jail or dead. There's no other option. You know, you're gonna get caught. You know, so I just tell them, you know, follow their dreams also. You know, dreams do come true. You know, people take it from me, dreams do come true, and I just tell them follow their dreams and you know, try to do right. The people in the streets, you know, I can tell them what I want, but, you know, they gonna venture off and do what they want just like I did. You know, being surrounded in them surroundings. But most people in them surroundings, they gotta learn from their mistakes. They gotta fall hard to get up. You know, so that's the basic thing. You mess up, you better learn from your mistakes, because a lot of people don't get second chances.
Yeah. And hold on to that dream too and protect it.
Right.
Because when you come from those circumstances, everybody will tell you why you can't make it.
Right. But that should make you want to make it more.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Alright, it's Boosie Badass. And thank you so much for stopping by, everybody. It's TT Torrez. It's iPower 921.
Yeah.
And thank you, Boosie.
Yeah.
Alright.